Alright, what's up guys? As many of you guys know, I often make the claim that Taiwan is one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest place in the world to buy whiskey. And today, we're going to see if that holds up. This video has been requested many times. We're going to be doing a store tour here in Taipei, which is Taiwan's capital and largest city. And we're going to see just how well our single malt prices here hold up. Now, to be fair, I don't know who's got the claim to the cheapest single malt prices in the world. I suspect it might be Taiwan, maybe Japan, maybe Germany. So if you're in any of those markets, you can let me know how your prices compare. And if you're in any other market, you can let us know how your prices size up against ours. So it should be a fun one. I'm Jeff, this is G Whiskey. Stick around. All right, so we're at one of my favorite shops in Taipei today. We're at a place called Whiskystyle Banqiao. And right out the gate, I just want to thank my buddy Mark for letting me shoot at his store. And just a quick plug for him, I think there's a total of 4 stores called Whisky Style in Taipei City. It's a franchise. Mark just owns this one, and he's got different stock from the other guys. So I come to Mark when I want more like collectible or rarer bottles. And I do recommend for any of you out there, if you come to Taipei at some point, to check out Whiskystyle Banqiao. It's a little bit away from the city center, but they do have some really interesting stuff. Also, if you are in Taipei, but you don't want to make the trip or you don't want to leave your hotel, you can actually check out the socials that I've got linked down below. There's like Instagram, Facebook, I think they have a website. You can go check out what they've got there, and they'll actually deliver it to your hotel, which is handy. And that's our little plug done, so let's check out some prices. First off, we've got Bunnahabhain 12, which comes in at $31 US current conversion rate, and we have Bunnahabhain Stivadavadu, which comes in at 28. Next, we have Glenlivet's. We'll start with the 18, which comes in at 86 US, and the 21 that comes in at 184. Next up, let's just look at the standard Glenlivet 12, which is always a good touchstone. The 700ml bottle will sell for 28 US dollars. Lagavulin double cask and sherry go for $20, and the Spanish Grenache goes for $23. Benromic 10 is $33, and Benromic 15 is $65. You can take a look at all the other prices we've got here. There's a few. And we have a few more contrasts in there. Really good line. Redbreast Listal, one I've not tried, 51 US. Tomatin 15, 36 US. Tamdu 12 is 44. Tamdu 15 is 102. Now let's take a look at some budget-friendly blends. We've got the Dewar's 8 Portuguese Smooth. That one is $18. The Dewar's 15 is $30. Chivas Regal 18, not a bad blend, goes for 53 US. Tobermory 12 goes for 39. Next up, we have Nomad at 39 US, Isla Sky 18 blend 41 US, and Standard Ardmore is cheap at $15. Macallan 12 double cask 54, Macallan 12 sherry cask 58. We also have some Harmony collection in here. You can check out the prices. It's worth noting that if there is no price listed, the bottle is for sale if Mark's got it out. So he says, in that case, just message him and he'll get back to you with the current price. I'll leave those edition prices up. The one is $16.12, but the edition 6 is $158. We have some old 18s. Here we have a recent batch of Aberlour Abana, that's 62 US. Aberlour 12 non-chill filtered, which is slightly more expensive than the standard 12, sells for 43. As you can see, loads of Springbank here, loads of Glendronach, lots of collectibles. Don't worry, we will do close-ups of these collections in a little bit. By the way, I can't list the price of every single bottle here, so if you see a price in Taiwanese dollars, just go ahead and convert it yourself. The ratio is usually around 30-1 with the US dollar. Over here we have a wood-carved Eagleman. I don't know if he's for sale, but Port Charlotte 10 is at $49, and so is the Bruichladdich Classic Laddie at $39. Keeping it on Isla, let's look at some Laphroaigs. We have the standard Laphroaig 10 and the quarter cask. Both of those sell for 35 US, and the 10-year-old Sherry Oak, which is a good one, sells for 79. We get some more Laphroaigs in here, and then we take it over to Bowmore, with the 12-year-old being $27 and the 18-year-old being $94. And now for something completely different, Glendronach, the 12-year-old being 35 US and the 18-year-old being 170. Next up, we have the cask strength releases, very hit or miss, especially in the middle there, but towards the end, the range got really good again. Here we have some vintage stuff. I used to have that 16 Platinum, not bad. Bought it for a fraction of the price now. These single casks about 10 years ago were everywhere in Taiwan, and they were much, much cheaper. I used to buy a lot of these. Nowadays, they are much more expensive, but if I'm feeling nostalgic, Mark is one of the only shops in town that still has these kinds of bottles, which is pretty cool. Glenfarclas 21, $164. Glenfarclas 15, $58. Good deal. We've got a 105 16-year-old, which is a Taiwan exclusive. That one is $158. And the 40-year-old sells for $1,184. Craigellachie $1343, Craigellachie $1795, and our 23 there is $345. Next we have regular Benriach 12, which is $39, Bunnahabhain is $31, and Benriach Smoky 12 is $33. Kalila 12 is $46, Lagavulin $16.92, and Kleinlich 14 is $49. Now, broadly speaking, this is a very cheap shop, but for things like the Lagavulin, you actually can shop around. You're likely to find it cheaper elsewhere in the city. Talisker 10 is $36, Talisker Port Ree is $46, and the Talisker Storm is $39. Moving on to some Japanese. Like I said, there's a lot of collectibles here, so we've got a bunch of hibikis here. Now we've got the Suntory side, Nikka's up top, Suntory's at the bottom. Next up, we have a very posh looking Kavalan, which goes for a crisp $595. I don't know what the story is, but nice bottle. Here we are looking at some Deanstons. These are all special release ones, I guess. Okay, there's the Sherry Oak and the Sherry Oak Cask Finish. Those are Taiwan exclusives. A whole lot of Royal Salutes. These are all the collectible type bottles. Some of these are pretty nice, actually. I do like the look. You know what? It's not bad whiskey either. It does taste good. We're coming up on some Macallans over there. Those ones look to be the Classic Cut Collection. Cheapest one being $125. Moving on to some Pultneys next. There's a Hot Art the 15. That 12-year-old goes for $31. Moving on, we have the 18 at $119 and a single cask at $143. Let's speed through a few 18s. Glen Grant is $98. Glenfiddich 18 is $66 US. The Deanston 18 is $85 US. Macallan Boutique 2017, $398. The Enigma goes for $224. Longrow 18 is $248. Regular Longrow is $60, $59. Springbank 18, $398. Springbank 21, $711. Hazelburn 10, $86. Kilkerran 16, $96, which in Taiwan is a very good price. I actually almost bought that one. We have a few more Hazelburns here, including the 12 that sells for $139. You guys can convert the rest on your own. Glengoyne 12 PX, Taiwan exclusive, $53. Legacy Chapter 2, $46. Here we have some minis. I'm not really a mini guy myself, nudge nudge wink wink, but we do have a lot of them, and some of these are actually oldies, like we have that old Highland Park 18 up there, so collectible stuff. Some Nikkas next. Miyagi-kyo 56, $50 for that session in the middle, and $60 for the Yoichi. Balvenie 12, $45, Caribbean Cask 14, $58. And now let's check out some Highland Parks. So we've got the 12 at $38. We have that 18-year-old, which I quite like, at $106, which is not bad. And of course, I do have to show you guys some Ardbeg. So we have the Wee Beastie at $33 US, and we have the regular 10 at $46. And we'll follow that with some Altmore's enthusiast favorites. So the 12 is $40 and the 18 is $93, just shy of $100. So also not bad. So we actually have really good prices here in Taiwan. It's very competitive. Oh my God, what is happening? What is this? Look at this. Guys, this is cinema. Next, we've got some Hibiki coming in at $83 US. And we'll keep it going with Suntory. Next up, the standard no age stated Yamazaki. This one comes in at $88. Next, let's look at some Kavalans, which is what everyone should be buying when they come to Taiwan. The Solus Sherry is $106. Now, the regular single malt or port or vino is just $43. The Solist Vino goes for $106. The Bourbon goes for $88. And we have the port there that goes for $100 or $99, whatever. Very cheap. Next, some Juras. We have the regular 10 that goes for $28, and we have the 18 that goes for $76. Some bourbons here, some standard fare bourbons. I don't think bourbon is going to be any cheaper here than it is in the US. Bourbon is one of those ones where I don't think Taiwan really has crazy deals for bourbon. Ben Nevis, how much are these? Let's peek in. That goes for $72 and $88. Next is Weller 12 at $90. This is the same Weller 12 as any other that you'll get in the States, but a lot of American guys come here to collect this bottle because we have that little snake thing on the sleeve, so it's a Taiwan special release. Speaking of which, Glenlivet 13 and 15 cask strengths. These are great sherry bombs, also unique to Taiwan. Here's Ball Blair 15 at $76. Ball Blair 18 is $132. We have some Edred Dowers next. What are these going for? We have Edred Dower 12 at $71. Balkan 18 at $178. And we have some Altmores, which we have seen. Glenallachie, the regular 12.43. The 10 cask strength is 66. Not bad. Back to Bruichladdich, we've already looked at the Port Charlotte 10, $50. We have the Classic Laddie Islay Barley in there. The PAC at the back. We have a couple single cask releases. Those ones are selling for, what is 4,100? That's about 133, 134 bucks. And that brings us to the end of the video. We've got some Octomores here. There's a lot of them. You guys can convert on your own. Thank you very much for the patrons. If you want to help out, Patreon, PayPal, blah, blah, blah. Hope you enjoyed the tour, guys. Take care. See you next time.